NBC 29 exclusively obtained these documents from the state. They give a detailed picture of what led to the traumatic events of November 26, 2011. How big of an offense is this?
It was pretty serious.
A serious offense. The University of Virginia's associate vice president for the hospital and clinic's operations first said he knew nothing about when NBC 29 asked him about it back in March.
I don't know what that tip is. I don't have any specific knowledge of it.
But according to the University of Virginia website, Bo Cofield is responsible for the effective and efficient operation of the medical center. So we asked again.
I do know what you're speaking about, and we have communicated effectively with the family.
But according to this report from the Virginia Department of Health, medical center staff did not communicate effectively with the family of deceased farmer Bradley Beckwith after they were mistakenly sent home with a bag of his severed body parts November 26, 2011. It took more than 6.5 hours for medical center staff to direct Beckwith's father-in-law after he called to report the horrible find to take Bradley's arm and fingers to a funeral home. Eric Bodine with the Virginia Department of Health says the family had the right to a timely response. Should the hospital have had someone get in the car and drive out to that family and help them?
That's, a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, but that is certainly an alternative that might have been explored.
The investigation found the hospital staff failed to tell the family about its internal grievance process or right to file a grievance with a state agency.
There are certain patient rights and things that a hospital has to do to preserve those rights.
The hospital was found not in compliance with patient rights, quality assurance performance improvement, and infection control. Bradley Beckwith was flown to UVA and rushed inside here, where surgeons tried to save his life in the operating room. It was in the OR where investigators found a systematic failure. The operating room and emergency departments had a different plan of action for amputated body parts after a patient's death. The trauma surgeon told health department officials he noticed a blue laundry bag in the corner of the operating room after Beckwith died. He said he opened it and something flew out, but did not identify what it was. The investigation showed the surgeon did not label the bag as a surgical pathology specimen because he did not remove the body parts during surgery. The next time that bag was handled, it ended up in the hands of Beckwith's family. The investigation showed the bag was next to Bradley's body. It was a blue bag where belongings are usually stored. When the bag was finally cut open at Randolph Funeral Home, it was 3 bags deep with red bags and towels inside.
That becomes an infection control issue just because you have bodily tissues that are not being properly treated.
After the internal investigation, the medical center was required to submit a plan of correction to the state, so no family goes through the stress that this family did.
It's emotionally very difficult for the family at a time that is already very emotional. The family is grief-stricken, and then to be confronted with this in addition to the loss of this young man. So that makes it all the more tragic, I think.
Amputated body parts must now be placed in a clear plastic bag labeled with patient's information and a biohazard sticker. The bag will then be placed in this human body parts cooler. If a patient is pronounced dead in the emergency department, the parts will be placed inside the foot of the body bag and sent to the morgue with the patient. A patient's family must receive a notice like this one, notifying them about their right to file a complaint. Lastly, hospital staff is required to be trained on the new procedures.
They have to have processes in place to continuously evaluate the quality and type of care that they provide.
Just 6 days after the Beckwith bag mix-up, the investigation also cited the hospital for not properly disposing of another patient's amputated finger.